finally found a place where I belong. It feels like home. It feels like home. A family that I can call my own. It feels like home. It's a place to share your burden. It's safe to shed a tear. Say a prayer and raise your voice in song. Where every heart is honored and every path is true. No one's here to judge you right or wrong. And there's no shame, no sin in this place where love begins. And it feels like home. It feels like home. I finally found a place where I belong. It feels like home. It feels like home. A family that I can call my own. It feels like home.
Let's take a moment for some silent reflection. Be comfortable in your chairs. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you want to. And let my words speak to and through you. We're here. It's the holidays. And the holidays are a time of beauty, of giving, of wonder. And if we allow it, the wonder of Christmas can bring us back to a childlike place. A place where we are whole, where we anticipate joy, where we are at peace. Take a moment and imagine what Christmas means to you. Sometimes it's an imperfect picture, but that's all right as well. But try to create a vision with intention, what you would like this season to be, what you need it to be, and hold it there in your mind. Let it burn like a candle, burn like a flame. Let it shine, light. Take this vision with you as you walk through this season. When things are stressful or sad or imperfect, envision that light. Know that in that light, all things are pure and holy, and that the light will always overcome the darkness. And be at peace. And so it is.
It feels like home. It feels like home. I finally found a place where I belong. It feels like home. It feels like home. A family that I can call my own. It feels like home. It feels like home. I finally found a place where I belong. It feels like home. It feels like home. A family that I can call my own. It feels like home.
In a time of great longing in the world, in a time of great need in the world, a very, very special child was born. This very special child arrived at an oh so perfect moment with unique and powerful gifts Gifts never before realized and never since repeated. Gifts for which the world had prayed. Gifts for which the world had waited. And so the angels sang, and the angels danced, and even the animals seemed happier. People from the west, people from the east. The lowest of the low and the highest of the high understood the undeniable greatness of this perfect creation and recognized the holiness of this very moment. And from first breath, this perfect creation was privileged with full access to the limitless potentials of the universe. From first breath, this perfect creation could create without bounds. From first breath, this perfect creation was a miracle worker. For this perfect creation was a child of the very power that initiates and sustains the universe. This perfect creation was a child of God. This perfect creation was you. You are the blessing for which the world has waited. Carry this with you this holiday season.
I am a child of the living God, made in the image of perfect love. All that I am, all I've been given to you, my God, I surrender. I surrender. Child of the living God, made in the image of perfect love. All that I am, all I've been given to you, my God, I surrender. I surrender.
Good morning. I have so many fun things happening in Youth and Family Ministries, but today is my favorite day. Today, we are going to what we call the giving tree. So all these teens up here are about ready to get going to the mall, and they are going to buy gifts for teens in the foster care program. And yeah. And you guys would be amazed. I'm going to get lots of pictures, but you would be amazed at what these kids can get. You know, they get so many gifts and enrich so many lives, and it's my favorite day. So happy December. We are, in lieu of a Christmas pageant this year, we are going to throw an annual, our first ever, I don't know if it'll be annual, anyway, holiday party. We are going to call it the Reindeer Games. But nobody gets left out of our Reindeer Games, so you're all invited. And that will be in 2 weeks on December 16th. Yes, so after second service. And our teens are going to be helping with that. The YOU is designing these reindeer games and crafts and fun and reindeer food, and there might be a special guest coming, so if you have grandchildren or, kids that you want to pop in, I have heard tell that there might be a guy in a red suit coming. So we'll see. I hope so. Anyway, with that, please bless us, and we will be on our way.
Thank you for being our family. Thank you for being our friend. Thank you for blessing and teaching us. God bless you. Amen. All that I am, all I've been given to you, my God, I surrender.
So I'm wondering, have fun, y'all. food for the reindeers or food that looks like reindeers? What is reindeer food? We always leave carrots out for Rudolph, but is that all? I like carrots. I guess we'll just have to come and find out. I love it, reindeer food. Good morning, and welcome to Unity in Lynnwood. Look at how beautiful it looks in here. Isn't it great? The holidays are here, people. And if you have not gotten that into your head yet, now would be the time, okay? For many of us coming from traditional churches, this would be the first Sunday of Advent. It's also the first Sunday of Hanukkah. Regardless of what lens you come here with, whatever lens you view the holiday season, whatever holidays you participate in, we want you to know that you are welcome here, and we're glad you are here. And we love it when people bring their own spice to here. As a spiritual community, we know that what is sacred cannot be contained by these walls or our words. All of us arrive here with a variety of life circumstances. We come here because we value companionship on our journey. And let me tell you, I appreciate this companionship so very much. We want companionship which is non-judgmental, which is curious, respectful, and engaged. We come here with diverse identities, life choices, income levels, whatever. But we come here with a shared value, a value of love, acceptance, diversity, spiritual growth, and the worth and dignity of all. We come to experience our interdependence and to touch strength together that we can't find alone. And I'll just share from a personal experience. This has been a week where I have needed community, and I love when I get it. You know, I love knowing that my community is there with me, whether it be this community or my other friends. We need community, and I think it's important, and I think it's important, I'm going on a tangent, totally, but that we talk to each other and share with each other and be honest with each other and listen to each other. So I find that here, and I hope you do as well, because whoever you are and whatever your story, we bid you welcome, and we hope that our spiritual community will be a home for you, no matter what stories you brought with you today. So thank you for being here. Today is the first Sunday of the month, so that makes it Sacred Service Sunday. And at Unity in Lynnwood, we teach service as a powerful spiritual discipline. Please welcome our amazing and wonderful Associate Minister, Reverend Nina Clark, to the platform to talk about such service.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Are you enjoying these beautiful decorations? Yeah. Who was here? Wow. Who was here yesterday that who participated in our decorating efforts? Would you stand so that we can thank you? Thank you. Thank you. And when you get a chance, go into Friendship Hall too. It is just as gorgeous in there. I like to acknowledge periodically different aspects of service. There are people in service here doing all kinds of things. There are people that are on teams. There are people that just sort of show up and do things. There are spontaneous groups that get together, like for the holiday party, that do things. And I like to acknowledge different aspects of that at different times. And today I really want to acknowledge our team leaders, our ministry team leaders, because this group of people, I think it takes some courage and it takes some commitment and a lot of heart to step into a management role and oversee other people and encourage them and support them and help them serve this community. So today I'd like to acknowledge Michelle Van Eyck, who is our new welcome team leader. She's been in the position. Go ahead and stand up, yeah. It's been about 2 or 3 months now, and she's doing an amazing job. And then Laura Spar, who you all know, who's been doing hospitality for way longer than she thought she was going to. Laura actually stepped in to fill a hole temporarily 2 years ago. And then Cheryl Jones, who has been keeping our grounds beautiful and managing the people who help support that for longer than I know. Susan Meston and Marion Justin, if you were in here, would you please stand? They have been doing an amazing job with the gift shop, keeping it staffed and keeping it full of surprises and new items. If you haven't been in there recently, go check it out. I stood in there the other day, and because I hadn't been in a while, I was like, my jaw was like down to my knees. It was amazing. And then Len Harden, who is the team lead for the shuttle ministry, who keeps that ministry from being more than just driving in a circle, as we like to say. And anyway, now I'd like to move on and just, today after second service, we are hosting our fourth and final Cultivating Community gathering. And here to speak just a moment about that is Michelle Focus. There she is.
Good morning, everybody. So as Reverend Nina said, this afternoon at 12:30, you are invited to join us to get to know each other better. And very much like what Robin was saying a few minutes ago, I wholeheartedly agree that community is essential. And so many times when we're here, we might kind of come and go and see faces and not really have the chance to get to know people better. So if you come and join us this afternoon, we'll be providing lunch and we'll have some really just simple activities to get to know people better. Thank you.
Michelle's being a little shy. I want to say that Michelle has a unique and special way of creating activities that allow for personal insight, for group insight, and for a really deep group connection. And I don't want her to sell herself short with, we're just going to have a little bit of fun. We are going to have a little bit of fun, but people leave feeling profoundly changed by what we do when we get together for Cultivating Community. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you so much, Michelle and Reverend Nina, for all that you do. So one of the things that we like to talk about on Sunday mornings, because it's so important to our lives, is prayer. And I just pulled this directly from the Daily Word. I think it was in yesterday or the day before, because it just touched me so much about prayer. So I'm just going to share it with you. If you read it already, you'll get to hear it again. Unity co-founder Myrtle Fillmore once suggested, each day you should have a period of stillness when the soul may gather sustaining power and restoring life. Spending time in the silence in prayer is a powerful self-care therapy for body, mind, and spirit. In the stillness, I connect with God within. My heartbeat and breathing return to a calm place. I relax and just be. I become aware of the divine activity of my body, knowing that supreme life flows through every cell, continually revitalizing me. My spirit rejoices with a sense of renewal. My times of resting in the silence promote a spirit of creativity and cooperation that prepares me for the day ahead. Isn't that lovely? So that's what prayer, it's so important in so many ways. And so here at Unity in Lynnwood, we really want to support you in your prayer life. We offer many avenues for doing that. There are prayer slips in the prayer request forms in the seat in front of you. You can fill this out and put it in the offering basket later. This will get lots of prayer time here at our spiritual community, and it's confidential. So please know that your prayers are trusted, and you can release them by just writing them down and letting them go and knowing that they're taken care of. There's a hotline you can call. That number's in our program or on our website, and there is one-on-one prayer with our wonderful prayer chaplains. If you would like some prayer after service, if you just need somebody to connect with, our prayer chaplains offer some prayer time. Usually we tell you to come up to the front. Today, because the Cultivating Community is going to be happening, setting up, if you could just go back to the family room in the back, and the prayer chaplains will welcome you back there. So, prayer chaplains, would you mind standing so we can see you and appreciate all that you do for us? And I said at first service, you can recognize them by their beautiful purple stoles and that very serene, calm look on their faces that is always there. Yeah, just like that. Thanks, Elizabeth. It's all good. We've got your back here. Another way to connect your mind, or connect our minds and our spirits together, is through the use of affirmations. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, said, "Affirmations are positive statements of truth. By affirming truth, we are lifted out of false thinking into the consciousness of spirit. Each time we affirm positively and faithfully, we are calling forth the divine activity that is always within us." So our affirmation today is fabulous. Very much what I need. I'll bet there's one or two of you out there too that really will like this. I'm going to read it, and if you could kind of take it in, and then if you want to stand, we can all say it together. My holiday isn't caught in the tides of my history. I set my sails for a season of deep soul satisfaction. Yeah, right? It's a good one. So let's say it together. My holiday isn't caught in the tides of my history. I set my sails for a season of deep soul satisfaction. How about you say hi to some of those souls while you're standing up?
I wanna live my life unapologetically. I wanna take advantage of all I ought to be. I'm gonna show the world my potentiality. I'm gonna do it now, not eventually. Flat out, wide open, all in and out loud. One vow, unbroken. One life, right now. Flat out, wide open, all in and out loud. One vow, unbroken. One life, right now.
Hello, Unity in Lynnwood. This is Daniel Nahmod. I'm sitting here in my studio in Orange County, California. I just wanted to introduce myself and tell you how much I'm looking forward to my visit. I have been looking forward to coming up there since we set it up, which has been a few months now. December 9th, I will be at your Sunday morning services at 9 and 11, and then I'll be doing a concert at 1 o'clock. I love the Northwest, and it's just going to be a really, really fun morning and afternoon. I'll be singing a lot of songs that you probably have never heard because they're brand new, and I will be singing some songs hopefully that you are a little familiar with. I'll certainly be singing this, for example. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus or Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem, or Heaven's Door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth, or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, yeah. One power is what we are. Now, I actually ran into some of you at the Parliament of the World's Religions that I sang that song, actually, and several others, just a few weeks ago in Toronto. What a thrill that was, and it was super fun to run into some members of your community and say hello and tell you then, in person, how much I'm looking forward to coming to visit. And I don't know if that made any sense. But in any case, I have been doing this now. This is the 20th year that I have been traveling with my guitar and these 10 fingers and this voice and my heart and giving everything I have to writing the best song I can write, singing the best song I can sing, and along the way doing my part as I can to make the world a better, kinder, more peaceful place. And I have been looking around at what Unity in Lynnwood stands for and what you're about. And I just know that we are in for a really special meeting of mind and heart. It's going to be a great day together. So I will see you on December 9th. Thank you in advance for having me. Look forward to saying hello in person and singing you a whole lot of songs. Bye. Have a great day.
And agnostics and atheists and Taoists singing along in great beauty and respect. So if you're joining us on social media, if you are part of our listening audience in Haiti, come to the concert. If you're among our audience in Trinidad, come to the concert. If you are among our audience in New Jersey and Kansas and California, come to the concert. Would you turn around, look at the camera, and say, "Come join us, please. Come join us, please. We stand with you." Oh, my heavens. Christmas choir. If you enjoy singing, you have fulfilled all the requirements of membership. There are 3 rehearsals in preparation for our commitment to supporting the Christmas Eve services. Grab an informational postcard from the Welcome and Information Station. Rehearsals begin following this service on the 16th. Yes, you will sing first and then eat reindeer food after. There will be no reindeer food until you've completed your singing. And then, of course, Christmas Eve, 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock, with childcare provided by advance reservation during the 6 o'clock service. The 6 o'clock service will also be live streamed for our audience abroad. The shuttle will be running for both services. Practical spirituality, welcoming community. 4 words. What a broad message, don't you think? So every week I like to support this with one of these 6 bullet points which we developed in conversation with your Board of Trustees beginning in late 2014. This is a conversation that will be resumed in spring of 2019. We're not done. Take a deep breath. See if this is a position in consciousness, if this is a spiritual value with which you can align. It reads as follows: we teach the unity of all life, transcendent of era, culture, religion, or lack thereof. You good with that? Every service has at least one ambassador. This person's role is to support you in your discovery of this unfolding, evolving, divine idea we call unity in Lynnwood. Today we have one ambassador. If you have a question about what we believe, about what we teach, about what is available to you, you are welcome to engage her in conversation. You will find her at a table in Friendship Hall called Let's Connect. Her name is Welaine Sharples. Welaine, are you in this room this morning? Would you wave to these kind people, please? Oh, today is the first day. I'd like to begin by saying happy, now let me be sure I get this right. Happy Hanukkah. How did I do? Oh, I know he's not here. As you likely know, there is no hard K sound in the Hebrew. Perhaps you'd like to try it with me. It sounds like this: Happy Hanukkah. Well done. Well done. It's a celebration of light. Now, for those who don't know the story, it was in the 160s, before the Common Era, that the Syrian Greeks overtook the center of Jewish life, the temple. And it was a small but robust family that led the revolt that retook the temple. The name of this small family was Maccabee. Now, if you are Catholic, you may be familiar with that name, for there is a book that details the activities of the Maccabees in the Catholic Apocrypha. If you are a Protestant, you may or may not have ever heard of the Maccabees, or you may have thought they were candy, or who knows, I don't know. I mean, a bag of Maccabees, I don't know. Upon the retaking of the temple, what they discovered is that the temple had been changed. It housed a number of idols. The ruler at the time had forbade the practice of Judaism under penalty of death. And so the temple had to be rededicated. The word Hanukkah means roughly dedication. And so, in lighting the candle as part of that rededication of the temple, they discovered that they had only enough oil for one night. And yet they pressed forward. See if this speaks to you. By all appearances, they had enough oil for one night. And yet they pressed ahead, and the flame stayed lit for the full 8 days. Against all likelihood, against all appearances, against all logic, the light endured. That's why we light the Hanukkah. Now we typically refer to anything that has more than one candle as a menorah. That would be inaccurate. A Hanukkah is a 9-candle vehicle. 8 candles representing, of course, the 8 days, and 1 candle being at a different height representing the shamash, which is the candle from which the other 8 candles are lit. That is a Hanukkah. It's not a menorah. What did you come to church to get this morning? My heavens. I'd like to welcome you to the beginning of a 3-week series starting next Sunday about Judaism's most famous rabbi and Christianity's central avatar, Jesus. About this particular series, I've written the following. I'd like to read it for you for those who refuse to ever read anything I write. It reads as follows: There is a universal story that was particularized by Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. And there is a universal story that was particularized by Frodo in The Lord of the Rings. And there is a universal story that was particularized by Jesus of Nazareth in the Christmas narrative. And while each of these universal stories was beautifully particularized by these individuals in space and time, to imagine such stories as limited to any one space and time is to constrict present truth to ancient history. These universal stories call for particularization through each of us, even now. These universal stories remind us that when we find ourselves tossed from Kansas, or facing Mount Doom, or navigating winter's dark night, there is a greater possibility within us, longing for recognition and release. Welcome to the holidays at Unity in Lynnwood. I wish you Merry Christmas. I had the rare privilege of being at Unity Village, Missouri in recent weeks in service to this larger evolving, unfolding idea. And I was honored to be charged with the task of removing paper clips and staples from the correspondence of Unity's poet laureate, James Dillett Freeman. Now, James Dillett Freeman, if you're unfamiliar with his legacy, he's had 2 pieces taken on NASA missions. I believe one of his poems was left on the moon. And of course, you might know that as the prayer for protection. Over the course of that week, as I pulled paper clips and plucked staples, my eye, of course, fell on words and thoughts. And it was really quite profound. One of those was entitled Embracing Christmas. And I've chosen it this morning to share with you as an introduction to our holidays together. Bless you. So in the words of the poet, Christmas, like spring, comes on gradually. Its first signs appear in store windows and newspaper ads as soon as Halloween is over. Sometime in November, street decorations start to go up. The lights come on in shopping centers by Thanksgiving. By the 1st of December, people are out buying Christmas trees, and a sprinkling of carols begin to sound on the radio. Then, like a tidal wave, Christmas engulfs our senses and our souls, and we are inundated by temptations, by expectations, by excesses, by the many things to look at, listen to, and take part in that are Christmas. The wave crests with Christmas Day, but it rolls back slowly through the long school vacation and the succession of celebrations that are capped by New Year's. Now, Christmas celebrates the birth of the Christ, and those who complain about its lack of religious content wouldn't be wrong. For to most people, it is not a time of churchly observance. Hardly anyone goes to the trouble to separate what is religious from what isn't. Carols, Christmas trees, candlelight, decorated houses, Santa Claus, the virgin birth, they're all mixed together in one delightful froth of wonder and exhilaration. It all seems somehow religious, no matter how unreligious it truly is. Jingle Bells lifts our spirits as much as any hymn, and Rudolph is as beloved as, say, the donkey who bore Mary. But is this wrong? Would we not all be better for it if our religion were so intermeshed with our day-to-day living, and our day-to-day living so laced with religion that we didn't think of them as being separate? I don't think we would be holier for giving up Christmas trees and Santa Claus and gift giving or Christmas cards. Ancient truth is too important, too warm, too deep for words. Truths about ourselves, about this world, about our lives have found expression in these lovely forms that are our ways of celebrating Christmas. They were planted in our minds long ago, some beyond all known events or recorded memories, and they've grown through many, many centuries. They've grown because they satisfy in natural and joyous ways our happy fancies and our deepest needs. We have a wish and a necessity to express our wonder and our love and our joy and our delight in beauty and, yes, in each other. And our faith that if the spinning globe we inhabit wobbles toward winter, it will wobble again toward spring.
In the bleak midwinter, frosty winds made moan. Earth stood hard as iron, water like a stone. Snow had fallen, snow, snow, snow on snow. In the bleak midwinter, long ago.
So take Santa. Illusion, we're tempted to say, and I suppose he is, but if we're going to give our children an illusion, and oh, how many illusions do we give our children, could we give a lovelier one? What would we have them grow up believing? That the world is a bare and grim affair, a thing of atomic and economic laws, or that there is also in the world a selfless and happy spirit? And is this belief that there is such a spirit an illusion? I know there are many who would teach that reality is dark and painful, but is it? I believe most of us find there are many more sunny days than rainy days in our existence. Reality turns out to be, on the whole, pleasant, if not always as exciting as we think it should be. It's our dank anxieties that make up most of our illusions, our worries rather than our hopes, which hardly ever come true. And take Christmas trees. I mean, if they come down to us from pagan times when natural objects were considered holy, are we the worse for that? In a world where we usually reduce everything wonderful and worshipful to natural terms, is it not a happy event when we elevate a natural object like a tree to a thing of wonder? as to the commercialism, well, if once a year we're induced to stretch our giving muscles beyond their daily lack of use, are we any worse for that? Christmas even turns our thoughts about the weather. At any other time, let clouds threaten, or the merest powder of a snow sprinkle the streets, and we start to complain. But at Christmas, we peer out, not in fear, but in anticipation of snow, and we ask each other eagerly, do you think it could be white?
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
He continues, Christmas is a way that we humans have of saying that we need not submit to the tyranny of the seasons and the inevitability of circumstances. Christmas is a season, but it's a season not so much accounted for by the inclination of the earth's axis toward the sun as by the inclination of the human spirit toward light and joy and warmth. Christmas is affirmation that though the cold winds may chill our bodies and the short days darken our worlds, they will not chill our spirits or darken our lives. If our world grows winter gray, we will paint it Christmas bright. We will create, if only for a little while, and if only out of tinsel and paper mache, fur bows and candlelight and bits of colored glass, we will create our own imagined world. If not the way the world is, then the way we believe it ought to be. If there were no Christmas, it would be as if a light went out along a dark street we have to walk along by night. So there will always be Christmas. Why? Because as long as the earth shall wander around the sun, and as long as human beings shall inhabit it, there will be the love of light when lights dim. There will be the love of color when colors fade, and the urge to rekindle the fire when the warmth begins to slip away. There will be wonderful tales and delight in telling them. There will be the generous desire to share our good with others. And there will be the urge to set a candle. There will be the urge to set a candle in our windows and in our minds. and to watch it cast its light across the fleeing darkness.
I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright, and I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright.
Ooh, I think you found your choir. So there will be children, the poet concludes. There will be children, young ones and those not so young, falling asleep at night with the vision of waking in the morning to a world of dreams come true. There will be the singing of old, familiar songs. There will be worship at which we gather to bow down before the august and gentle mystery we sense to be at the core of all life. So there will always be Christmas, even if in some far-off time all our present names and symbols fade from memory, for it celebrates the deepest and dearest impulses of the human spirit. All that is warm, bright, generous, the delight in wonder, the need to worship, and above all, the power to rise above the tyranny of time and the tyranny of things.
Light one candle for the Maccabee children with thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. But light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. And light one candle for those who are suffering pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in, that anger not tear us apart. And light one candle to find us together with peace as the song in our hearts. Don't let lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. What is this memory that's valued so highly that we keep it alive in that flame? What's the commitment to those who have died that we cry out they've not died in vain? We have come this far, always believing that justice will somehow prevail. This is the burden, this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out, don't let the light go out, don't let the light go out.
Woo. So take a deep breath with me, won't you? The conversation for today, the conversation for this week, the conversation for this season, let it be one of light. Behind every utterance of Happy Hanukkah, let us recognize that light which we share. Behind every utterance of Merry Christmas, let us acknowledge the light which we share. So conjuring that faculty of imagination, let's just imagine that light. Let's imagine it as a circular ball of golden energy. Yes, let's imagine it in the very center of our physical beings and pulsating outward, extending beyond these seeming borders. Let's imagine it joining with the light of the soul who sits to our right. Joining with that of the soul who sits to our left. And let's imagine this light reaching forward, reaching behind us, joining with other lights, expanding even further to encompass this room, to encompass all who are in service, reaching out, embracing our children, our teachers, our families of origin, our families of choice, our greater community. Let's imagine this light becoming such a veritable beacon of all that we know God to be. A veritable beacon of a love in which we are one. Of a wisdom in which we find trust. Of a sufficiency in which we can rest. himself. And so it is. And amen.
Richard, Matthew, and our musicians are incredible. We are so privileged, aren't we? Yes. So now is the time we come together to share our tithes and our love offerings. When teaching about giving, Charles Fillmore wrote, "Practice giving, even though it be in a small way. So give in love. Give when you can't see a possibility of return. Give your real substance. With every possible token, whether it be money or whatever you choose, and through the power of your word, bless and spiritually multiply everything that you give." Today, we also bless the tithes that are going out from this community to the community beyond, and we also are grateful and want to acknowledge our gratitude to our online community with us today for your donations made through Livestream and our website.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen.
And if you would all please join me in our offering affirmation. God is my source. God is our source. And that source supports the evolving, unfolding, soul-stirring idea that is unity in Lynnwood in miraculous ways. And so it is. Thank you, wonderful ushers. They're just moving around. So, if you're here for the first time or you're newish and you haven't gotten the information that you want to get about us here at Unity or Unity in Lynnwood in specific, we've provided a newcomer's information card in the chair in front of you. And as you exit the sanctuary, to the left is a welcome packet that you can take home with you. There's a video on here that you can look at, tells you more about our community here. There's also a stay in touch card in the seat in front of you that you can fill out and give to an usher afterwards. This puts you on our email list, about 2 emails a month. We don't give this information out to anybody else, but we'd love to have you in communication with us. As we've mentioned, we do consider ourselves to be a community of intentional welcome, and with that, we like to recognize people who are joining us for the first time. We like to say hello, connect with you. So if you're here for the first time and don't mind us knowing that you're here, would you mind raising your hand? We'll give you a little round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks to all of you. We appreciate it. And join us in the Friendship Hall afterwards for refreshments and conversation. So as always, for details and information and registering for things, please visit the Welcome and Information Station in the back. So today, Serenabea debut concert at 5 o'clock tonight. Enjoy classic pieces by composers you know and love an array of festive selections that are sure to give you holiday cheer, in addition to 2 world premiere works. $25 for tickets, and you may purchase them at the door. Please note that A Course of Love will meet on Wednesday, December 5th. Then they will resume their regular schedule in January. Unity in Lynnwood is working with Trinity Lutheran to provide an opportunity for qualifying low-income parents to choose Christmas gifts for their children from those donated by participating groups, including Unity in Lynnwood. Called the Toy Shop, there are a variety of volunteer opportunities between 10:30 and 3 o'clock on December 8th. Join members of our local humanitarian outreach team in making a child's Christmas special. Please register for that. Share the healing space of the traditions of the Jewish Sabbath as understood and interpreted by the Rabbi Ted Falcon on Saturday, December 8th at 11 o'clock, and join Bishop Kathy Chalmers on December 22nd at 5:30 for her original Mass that is familiar in form and very compatible with Unity principles in content. This will be Bishop Kathy's last Mass before her 2019 hiatus. Experience the power of music to connect heart to heart and heart to spirit on Tuesday, December 11th at 7 p.m. Sing a variety of songs and chants from different traditions and learn ways to ground and release through music. Bring hand drums or shakers if you would like. All are welcome, facilitated by Willaine Sharples. Thank you, Willaine. And finally, Unity in Lynnwood is honored to host Center for Spiritual Living Seattle for 2 December services. Mother Mary Meditation by the Reverend Kathy Ann Lewis, with music by Unity in Lynnwood's Matthew and Dr. Richard on Wednesday, December 12th, and followed by a winter solstice service by Associate Minister Reverend Abigail Scherer on Friday, December 21st at 7:30 p.m. Lots of good things happening here at Unity in Lynnwood. You can find information on your printed program by visiting our Facebook page or the calendar page of our website at unityinlynnwood.org.
So again, Daniel Nahmod will be with us at both services next week, followed by a 1 o'clock concert. So I hope you'll join us for that. If you'll join me, we'll sing our peace song. Peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me, let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Ooh, I was right about that choir. If there's a first name of any soul you would like to introduce into this powerful and palpable consciousness of love and support, please just speak that first name now. Oh, yes. If you're joining us from social media, participate, please. On behalf of all who find themselves in fear this morning, on behalf of all who find themselves in oppression this morning, for all who find themselves in lack, we stand in all that we know God to be. Holding all who have turned anything of a spiritual ear to this very conversation, holding all of these in that light of divine awareness, we lift our voices with great faith and boldness and speak together these closing words of benediction. There is one power and one presence in, through, and around all creation. So we go forth as the eyes of divine love, as the tongues of divine wisdom, as the hands of divine sufficiency, and the bold and ready hearts of divine life. Unity in Lynnwood. Have a blessed week.